Internet, I'm Elliot the purple-haired doofus, and welcome back to Ready Player One. Today we are discussing chapter 0017. I just finished editing yesterday's video, and I noticed how down I looked, and how dull I sounded. So I'm going to do everything short of showing you my butt to make this video more entertaining than it was yesterday. And it's going to be very, very difficult, because this is a chapter about a subject that I hate. That I hate in sci-fi stories. Many of you probably already know what this is. It's about romance. It's about the love that's blossoming between Wade and Artemis. I wish I had a way to break down the entire chat log at the beginning of the chapter, but the only notes that I have for the beginning of the chapter are, Parzival? Parzival? Jesus, Parzival? Yeah. It was just me going, what the hell are you doing? Oh, man. I'm all for putting yourself out there. I'm all for telling people how you feel. But damn. Goddamn. At the end of the chat log, Artemis says we should never chat again, because this is too dangerous. And Parzival says, well, I could always email you. And she says, I could always block you. And he's like, you'd never do that. And she's like, try me. He doesn't listen. He keeps on emailing her. At first it starts at once a week. That's how it starts. That's how it starts, Wade. It starts with once a week, and then it's 3 times a week, and then it's once a day, and then it's 3 times a day. And the next thing you know, it's just nothing but pain. Anyway, that's actually what happens. He starts emailing her once a week, and then it's 2 to 3 times a week, and then it's every day, and then they start having private chats together, and they just start falling in love. When he's not searching for the egg, or falling in love with an avatar, he does what the book calls making the climb to 99. Which, in our world, is considered grinding. He grinds and grinds and grinds so that he could get up to the same level as H and Artemis. And while he's dealing with this budding romance, he's also still trying to decipher the poem. And if his assumptions are correct, I was totally wrong about the clue, because I thought it was sports. I heard whistle, captain, trophies, and I thought, sports. And I could very well be wrong, because I don't know if Halliday was into any sports. He doesn't seem like the type to be into any sports. Wade pieces it together while watching old 80s commercials that there was Captain Crunch. Captain Crunch had a whistle. In the 80s, there was this guy named John Draper. He became famous for using the toy whistle from the Captain Crunch cereal box to hack into the telephone system and use the whistle to get free long-distance calls. That could very much be exactly what they're looking for, and I could very much be incredibly wrong. And I could not be happier about that fact. Then it talks about how Wade's relationship with Artemis is starting to put a strain on his relationship with H, and how their friendship is kind of drifting farther and farther apart. But how H, do not die, H. Do not die. How H, he understands when Wade ditches him for Artemis. And he just says, I hope you know what you're doing. And Wade, of course, says, of course I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm doing. No one in love knows what they're doing. Artemis takes Wade to a Rocky Horror screening, and he has a blast. It's the best night of his life. He even tells Artemis this. And at the end of the night, they get their first kiss. Oh, how I wish the Sixers would come and just kill something. I know it's necessary, but I could not be more unhappy with romance and sci-fi stories. That's how the chapter ends, is with his first kiss, and him admitting to Artemis that he loves her. It doesn't tell you what she says after that. That's probably in the next chapter, which means more romance in the next chapter, which means yay. Anyways, I have some questions for you, or a question for you. Since this chapter is all about romance and building up to the point where Wade has his first kiss with Artemis, I was wondering if you're comfortable talking about it. What was your first kiss like? And if you haven't had yours yet, what do you hope that it's like? And I will answer that for you tomorrow. But first, I have to answer yesterday's question, which was, if I had been one of the high five, would I have wanted to form an alliance after all of the Sixers and all of the stuff that had gone down? The short answer is, of course. I always find that there is safety in numbers. It would just feel stupid of me to try and run away. If it were just in-game that Parzival was wiped off, in real life he was fine and he wasn't being hunted down in real life. If it was like that, then I wouldn't want to form an alliance. But with the threat of actual violence against my living body, I need the security of numbers in order to feel comfortable. Even to just say that I would watch someone else's back, I wouldn't necessarily have to be in alliance with them to get the egg, but to just have people say, if you're ever in trouble, give us a call and we'll come help. That would be enough. I wouldn't need to form an alliance so that we can hunt down the egg. And that's all I'm going to say about that. If you didn't watch the end of my last video, I announced the next book I am reading, which I'm going to tell you right now, is The Seventh Bride by T. Kingfisher. I got it right. If you would rather read this book ahead of time, that's why I'm telling you now. Or I'm giving you time to pick this book up so that you can read it while I am reading it. You don't have to buy it. You can go to the library, borrow it from a friend. Just make it legal, please. I am not endorsed by the author of this book or this book itself. I just think it's a cool book, and I thought it would be awesome if you were reading along with me. So that's why I'm telling you now. I have been the purple-haired doofus reminding you to watch your pajama radius, and I will see you all in the next chapter of Ready Player One.